Hello friends, welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve with your friends and family. I hope you guys you all had fun. Today's video is a little different from my previous videos. If you've been following my channel, you'll know that I've been talking a lot about high density fish farming and my experience with biofloc fish farming in particular, right? So today I thought I'll touch upon a different topic, and which is sales, by the way. The reason why I thought I'll pick this topic is because I feel it's really really important for all of us to understand sales, and if you ask me, I think it's one skill all of us should possess: sales skills. And whether it doesn't matter what walk of life you are from, all of us must possess this particular skill, sales skills. And I'm sure that at least one point in your life you have done some sales. I mean, in fact, if you ask me, I would say that at least once in a day, at least you must have done sales. It could be you're selling your products or your services, or it could even be convincing your boss about a certain business idea which you have, or you could be even selling your own self. When I say selling your own self, I mean that attending an interview, job interview for that matter. There also you're doing some sales, right? You're presenting yourself as a best candidate for the job. Or it could be like, suppose you have a business idea and you want to convince your boss about your business idea. Or if you have a startup and you want to get some funding from a bank or from an investor, then also you have to do some sales, some form of convincing, right? Am I right? Okay. Similarly, it could even be simple things like convincing a friend to go out to a particular movie with you, or even asking that girl out on a date, or a guy out on a date. Even that is considered sales. You're basically trying to impress other person. If you look at sales is the backbone of any business, be it a startup or to an organization, to a large-scale multinational company. Unless and until you have sales, the company cannot succeed. The company cannot grow, right? You may have the bestest of the products in the world, or you may have the best services. You may be offering the best service or best product in the world, but unless until you have some sales techniques or sales skill, nobody will buy your product or service. Sadly, most of us find it really difficult or tough to do sales especially when money is involved, especially when you are asking money in return for your product or service. That's when we find it much difficult to do sales. When you ask money in return for when money becomes part of the transaction, and that's how most of us fail to sell our products. We may not be able to sell our products, and most of us in turn blame the external circumstances for that, for our failures. Like it could be things like the market is not good, or there's a lot of competition in the market, or it could be like it's price sensitive market, or it could be like customers, all the customers are looking for cheaper quality products. They don't look for the pricing. That's one of the biggest excuse I hear. Pricing. The pricing is too high. There are cheaper alternatives available in the market, and so most of the customers go for that. So such excuses are there, though to an extent some external circumstances it does play its part. I'm not denying that external circumstances do play their part. There's no question about it. But most cases, I'm not saying all cases, most cases it is not the external circumstances, but rather our inner belief systems which is preventing or hindering our growth, hindering our sales. So I'll give you one example. I know several cases where two people in the same place selling the same product, not even similar products. I'm talking about same product, same place, the same time also, similar timeline also. One person finds it really, really difficult to sell their product, and another person may find it super easy to sell their product at a premium rate. That too, he or she finds it super easy to sell his or her product at the premium rate. And customers are coming to them, and there are a lot of repeat clients, repeat customers, repeat sales happening. Where the other person, he cannot even attract customers. Why is that? If it is external circumstances, then both of them should be equally affected, right? So there is something else, not just external circumstances. That is our core belief system. So I thought in this video, I thought we'll dwell more into that, our in belief systems. What are the belief systems which is holding us or preventing us from further growth, preventing our business from further growth, or preventing us from doing proper sales. For many of us, when we hear the term sales, we always have a negative connotation attached to it. I'm just do a simple experiment. Just when you hear the word salesperson, when you encounter a salesperson, when a salesperson comes to you, or when you hear the word sales, what are the thoughts that comes to your mind? You can write down in the comment box. I would like to hear your thoughts on it. When a salesperson comes to you, when you encounter a salesperson in a particular day, or it could even be a sales call, what are the thoughts that comes to your mind? You can write down in the comment box. Or when you hear the word sales, or business, or businessman, or a big business getting into some certain service or product, what are certain things which comes to your mind? You can write down in the comment box below, because I would love to read your thoughts on it. If those who are kind of shy to expose yourself in the public, you can take a piece of paper and jot it down, because it really helps. It really helps to look at your belief systems. Okay, I can share some of the things which used to come to my mind when when I encounter a salesperson. First thing is that he or she is not trustworthy. And the second thing is he or she is trying to fool me or con me into buying something which I don't want or desire. Another thing is especially when the product is sold at a higher price, a higher rate, I'll be like, oh, these guys are frauds. They're trying to loot all my money. They're trying to rip me off. They're frauds for sure. These are things which comes to my mind when I encounter a salesperson. Similarly, if somebody asks me to do sales, first emotion, that strong emotion actually, that used to come to my mind is fear. Even now, I had to confess, even now, to an extent, that fear factor is still there. Fear, and the second strong emotion is guilt, fear and guilt. Even now, to an extent, these emotions are there. Slowly I'm working on it though, but still, it takes some time to work on it. Because all these been embedded into our system from our early childhood onwards. It will take some time to, reprogram our mind. Fear of rejection. There's one thing. What if you're doing sales? What if the other person what if the customer says no to you, or what if they reject our product? Or fear of negative comments. The second thing is guilt. Or again, fear of what other people may think of you. What will they think of you? Whether they will look down on you if you're doing sales. What will they think of you? The second thing is guilt. Why guilt? So if you look at it now, it's kind of funny. See, I think I told you before itself. We find it difficult. Most of us, I'm not saying all of us. Most of us find it difficult only when money is involved in it. So it again, if you go deeper and deeper, it again comes from the limiting belief system that money is bad, or making money is not good, or making huge profit is not good, and hence the guilt that coming out of it. And also the fears. One reason for the fear is that also, what will others think of me, whether they think I'm a bad person. Because we as a customer look at the salesperson with all these negative thoughts and negative emotions, right? And we expect the same from from our customers also, right? You understand the relation, right? So fear and guilt, and I told you fear of rejection, fear of saying no, and fear of what other people may think of you, and guilt because of the guilt of making money, and guilt of asking money in return for the product or service. Some people, they don't they find really tough to ask commission for certain sales deal. Or it could even be limiting belief systems making lots of money is bad, or let's say whether I deserve. That's another one, big one. Whether I deserve to make lots of money, whether I deserve to make so and so profit from this product, or whether the pricing is too much or not. Most of us have this issue. We find it really difficult to ask a premium rate for a good product. You provide a quality product, you should ask for a premium rate, right? Otherwise, you cannot sustain it as a business. So, but most of us find it really difficult. We had this belief system that whether I deserve that much of money is bad, making a lot of profit is bad, and or it could even be this limiting belief system that that's another interesting thing. A lot of money for us, for example, for me or X or Y, a lot of money could be a certain amount. For Izzat, that amount is maybe nothing. For him, that's a cheap. That may not be a good lot of money for him or her. I mean, so even what we consider as a lot of money may not be a lot of money for other person. Again, that is another limiting belief system we have regarding money. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, so you need to write it down. It's better if you if you can comment in the comment box, is good. But in case if you don't want to expose yourself in public, you can take down, like I said before, you can take down another paper, note it down, sheet of paper, note it down. Your belief systems, whether it's positive or negative. Positive is good, well and good. If it's positive and you are really doing good. If it's negative also, you write it down. Another thing which we need to check is what kind of customer are we? That's one important question we all must ask. Every entrepreneur, every business person, every person who's doing sales, who's into sales, he or she should ask themselves, what kind of customer am I? Am I the kind of customer who looks for a price? And am I the kind of customer who runs around and look for cheaper deals in each and every places and go for the cheapest deal? Or am I the kind of customer who look for quality or price? Am I the kind of customer who who values my time and effort over looking for cheaper deals? You could be one of those customers who is like looking on different shops for discount rates just to save some $100 here and there. But you're wasting lots of time and your effort, your time and effort, your energy also you're wasting, right? Traveling on, searching for different discount deals and all those effort and all those time. Time is value. Time is money. Are you one of those customers who does not give value to your own self, or you give more value to, let's say, saving some $100 or so? Or are you one of those customers who looks for quality product, who values your time? You look for ease of use, and who wants a good service and product and after sale service over price. So you need to ask yourself what kind of customer you are. Write it down or type in the comment box. If you can't type in the comment box, write it down in your notebook. What kind of customer are you? Group A means let's make into two groups. Group A is like all those customers who look for cheaper deals, who run around looking for cheaper deals, who do lots of research finding cheaper deals. Or type B, who looks for quality product. If you like the product, if you find it good deal, if the price is good, and you don't look for you don't compare as much on the price. You don't worry too much on the pricing part, and because you know that quality comes at higher rates, higher price. You know that. You know the relation between those, and you value your own time and your energy. Are you one of those customers? Let's group them as B. So you need to check yourself whether you are a type customer or a B type customer. This is very important. When you're starting a business or if you're an entrepreneur, you need to ask yourself whether you want to sell your product to customers like you. Whether you want to attract customers like you to your business. What kind of customers do you want to have? Do you like to work with customers who are similar to you, who are like you? Or do you want to work with different kind of customers? Who is your ideal customer? You need to write it down. Who is your ideal customer? Write down in a sheet of paper or write down in the comment box. Type down in the comment box. Who is your ideal customer? And see your ideal customer. How close is the ideal customer to you yourself as a customer, you as a person? Is there any similarity with your ideal customer and you as a customer, or there's extremely opposite, extremely different? I mean, two different. It's like South and North Pole. If that's the case, then we need to work on that, right? It does not make sense, right? Because the universe, whether we like it or not, the world works on one powerful law. It's called law of attraction. Like attracts like. There's a saying, right? Birds of the same feather flock. Feather flies together, flock together, right? So like attracts like. That's the thing. That's the universal law. Whether we like it or not, that's a law. You cannot change that. So based on our belief systems, based on our inner belief systems, based on our we may not even be consciously aware of this. These belief systems may be in our subconscious level, but we attract that. So based on our inner belief system, based on our how our inner belief system is, we attract similar people and circumstances around us. So all our friend circle, all our network, business network and friend circle will have similar belief systems. So if our belief system is negative, what will happen is we find people who are with similar beliefs. They will always try to push you down. They will always make some negative comments like, oh, this pricing is too much. I'm sure you won't be able to sell it. It'd be a big fail. You cannot sell it at this price. There are a lot of competitors are there. Who will buy at this rate? All these negative comments, they keep saying it. And all the customers also that you attract also similar kind of customers. Because of it, this is because of your inner belief system. Similarly, if your inner belief system is positive, you will attract similar customers. They would not care for a price. They would just look for the quality of the product. If they're convinced with the quality, they will buy your product. I hope you understand where I'm going with it, right? So you need to ask yourself what is the belief system? And most of us, it's our society and our culture sadly has been teaching us that making too much of money is bad, or asking a lot of money, making a lot of profit is bad, or like this is the best thing. People say if you are getting richer and richer, that's only because you are grabbing from the poor, which is not true at all. As per the law of attraction, you cannot become richer and richer by grabbing from the poor. That is not true at all. One becomes richer and richer mainly because of his or her inner belief system regarding money, regarding sales, regarding business people, regarding businesses. So we need to understand these concepts, and it's very hard to change it because it is possible. I'm not saying it is not possible. It's very hard. When I say it's very hard, I don't mean that it's not possible. It's very hard only because you have to do some work. You need to consciously do some work to change you're basically reprogramming your mind. It's like our mind is like a software program. We can reprogram it, not an issue at all. Once it's reprogrammed, it becomes super easy. You may have all the sales and marketing techniques in the world, and you can use them all, unless and until your inner belief system is not positive, is not changed. If it's negative, if it's not changed, you cannot grow business-wise. No matter what you do, you cannot attract the right customers to yours. On the other side, the most beautiful part is that once we change our inner belief system, it becomes super easy to succeed. It becomes super easy to attract the kind of customers we want in our business. The only thing we need to change is the inner belief system. Then the external circumstances, all those external circumstances will change dramatically. I hope you understood the relation, and I hope it's very for some people it might be difficult to understand this concept because it's law of attraction and all in belief systems and how belief system affects our external circumstances and energy and how it affects external circumstances. All those things may be new for some of us, and I will be doing more videos on these topics in the near future. Right now, I thought I'll do some affirmations for improving our sales. So affirmations are nothing but reprogramming our mind with positive belief system. That's all. Affirmation is nothing but reprogramming our mind with positive belief systems. So why don't you try it out? Do it as an experiment. So I'm just giving you some examples of affirmations. You can make up your own You can make up your own affirmations as you please. Just giving you some examples so that you'll have an idea. You can use the same affirmation, or if you feel more comfortable using your own affirmations, you can do that as well. Not an issue. Why don't you try it out as an experiment? I'm not asking you to believe me completely. Just experiment it. Do not blindly believe anything. Just experiment it for a year. I will say for a year. You do it for a year. Experiment for a year and see if you find any results. See if you find any changes around you. See if you find results in your business. Do it for 1 year and see if you find results in your business. If you find it well and good, you can take this technique, right? Well and good. You're not going to lose anything. You're not going to spend any money on it. There's nothing you're going to lose. You're not going to tell anyone. You can do it in secret. You can do it in secrecy. Nobody will come to know about it. There's nothing you can lose out of it. Try experimenting this technique. So do that for some time, for 1 year. I suggest you do that for 1 year. Experiment it for 1 year. And after that, let me know your experiences. Share your thoughts or experiences. Or if you've already been doing it, and if you find, I would love to hear your experience. What the experiences you had. You can share it in the comment box if you feel so. Okay, now just go to the affirmations. So I've written down some affirmations. What I'll do is I just read them out. So you can just you can either copy them out or you can make up your own affirmations, whichever you're comfortable for you. Okay, let's do it. Great. So here are some of the positive affirmations. You can chant in a daily basis. I would suggest you chant early morning, right after you wake up from bed. Straight after that, you can chant those affirmations. You can even write, print them out and keep post it in your bedroom, so you will see it every now and then. Or you can post it in your office room or wherever you see it every now and then. And you can chant it early morning as well as late night before going to sleep. It's better to chant it twice a day, early morning, right after getting up from bed, and also before going to bed, twice a day. And in between also, if you had time, you can chant it, not a problem. At least twice a day you should do. That's good. Okay? So let me just read through it. Making lots of money is good. Asking good amount of money for our products or services is good. It helps us deliver quality products and services to our customers. By asking good money for our products and services, we are in fact helping our customers by delivering quality products and quality services. By making lots of profit, we can be better service to our customers, employees, and our own self and our family. Again, I say it again. By making lots of profit, making lots of money from our business, we can be a better service to our customers, employees, and our own family and self. Sales is a service to customers. Write it down. Sales is a service. So once we get this concept, sales as a service, the entire attitude towards sales will change. Our entire perspective towards sales will change. Sales is a service to customer. Sales is a service. We are doing a service to the customer by selling a product to them. We are doing a service to the customer by selling a product to them. If a customer says no, it is completely okay. It simply means they don't want the product yet. It simply means what? It simply means that they don't want the product yet. In the future, they may need the product. And in the future, when they want the product, they will surely say yes to me. I love sales. I love going out and meeting people and listening to their needs, desires, and wants. I love going and meeting people and listening to their needs, desires, and wants. and delivering the products if it matches their needs, desires, or wants. Maybe the customer is not even aware that he or she needs or wants or desires a particular product. I love the creative process of sales, where we work together with the customer and exploring and making them understand that they do have such a need or desire or want for this particular product. This is very important because many cases, not saying most cases, many cases, the customer may not even be aware that they need or they require the certain particular product or service. In that case, we can work together with the customer and try to explore what are the needs and requirements are, or maybe what are the desires are, and then making them understand that, see, this product is actually what you desire, or maybe this product is actually what you need. Sales is therefore a service provided to the customer. Sales is therefore a service provided to the customer. By selling, we are contributing towards our customers' happiness. This is very important. By selling, we are contributing towards our customers' happiness. So these are some of the positive affirmations regarding sales. If you keep chanting these positive affirmations, it will imbibe in our subconscious mind, and it will become a belief system. So what we are doing is we are changing our software, our mind programming. It's like changing a software programming, right? You're changing your mind programming, reprogramming your mind into a positive belief system regarding sales. Okay, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope it was really informative. Just try it out. I would say do not believe me blindly. Try it out and experiment. I would always say don't believe anything blindly. Experiment it. I would say experiment for 1 year. There's nothing you can lose out of it, right? You're not going to lose any money out of it. You're not going to lose any. Nobody will come to know about it. So nobody is going to make fun of you. The only thing you're going to lose is some time. That is 5 minutes of your time. 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the night. I think that most of us can sacrifice, right? Okay, great. With that note, I'm wishing you all a happy and prosperous and healthy year ahead. May all prosper and you be happy and stay healthy. Have a wonderful year ahead. Happy New Year. Take care.